Hello, and welcome to The Three of Us, a companion show to HBO's The Last of Us, a spoiler discussion for the television show, the video games, the comic book, and pretty much everything else that is The Last of Us. I am your host, Vince, and I'm also joined today by two of my co-hosts. Sirs, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, it is me, Kyle.
Sir?
Hi, Michael.
Hello, how are you? How are both of you?
Good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Good. This was an episode. This is for episode 7 of season 1. This was quite the episode. I'm going to start this episode the way I start every single one. How did you feel about this episode?
Amazed.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
This is up there for me.
Yeah.
This ended, and my first thought was that is pretty much everything I want to see in an apocalypse story. Pretty much every single thing I want to see was here. And it was done really well. And this one felt the most like the game, honestly. Like, outside of... I mean, even the opening didn't... The first episode didn't really even feel like the game all that much because you get to see so much more of Sarah. But, like, this one just... Like, even when she calls James Buddy Boy...
Yeah.
For some reason, that's just seared into my mind. is her calling James Buddy Boy, the conversations they have. This felt very much like
one for one.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like one for one in the way that, like, it didn't feel lazy one for one. Like,
right.
I always say that, like, Marvel movies, I'm always upset with Marvel movies because they always feel like they miss the mark for me. And I'm like, it's not hard to follow a comic book. Like, it's not hard to pick up a series of books and go, oh, look, this is the order of something. But I don't remember how this chapter ends in the game, to be completely honest. But doesn't Joel find her?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it ends with that.
So it ends with him like holding her back and like telling her to stop and stuff.
Yeah.
Does she pull him off of David?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, same thing too. Yeah, he pulls her off.
Okay, because I like vaguely remember the ending of this part of the game. I remember the early stuff. I feel like I remember way more than I remember the later stuff.
Right. I remember the later stuff more than the early stuff,
which is wild. I think that's so nuts that, like, but I feel like The Last of Us 2, I could tell you like everything that happens perfectly. Anyway, what was your favorite part, Michael?
I wish that
what?
The favorite part?
Yeah, what was your favorite part of this episode?
Oh, when Joel got a group of them and killed all of them. I thought that was badass.
With the map?
Oh, the map scene? Yeah.
Kyle, I shot up and with the map. See, I don't remember that happening in game.
I think it might have been a little bit different where
I'm pretty sure that
he
happened
asked
in the game.
him about it too or something. I don't remember, but it was on more of a wooden chair.
No, I don't remember the map at all. Like, yeah. I don't remember the map, like, the thing of, like, point to it on the map, and then he goes to the other guy and goes, you better not be lying. Don't remember that whatsoever.
Interesting.
I have zero memory of that happening. The only reason I remember it happening in The Last of Us 2 is because when they come across the hotel, and it's Ellie and Dina, and they find a chair with a dead guy in it and a map, and they're like, oh, Tommy was here, because Joel showed me how to do this.
Right.
Like, that's the only... No, the map scene was pretty tight. I don't even know what my favorite scene in this would be. I think would be watching the bar burn.
That was a good one.
It just looked like the bar from the game. Like, scary how much it looked like the bar from the game.
Yeah.
But
even like her going around.
Yeah.
And them going around the, like, neighborhood with, like, the fence, stuff like that, felt like that area.
Yeah. And Silver Lake, they said they're in Silver Lake, Colorado, and he goes, it's a resort town, it's fake. I looked up Silver Lake, Colorado to see if anything comes up. There's an actual Silver Lake in Colorado. Huh. So it might be like a town, like a resort town near this, like, actual place. It's like 2.5 hours for me. How cool is that? It's like a day trip. It's a day trip. I could just go. Like, they said they filmed it in Calgary, which I don't know where that is. I'm assuming Canada. But still, like, you know, like, I'd be like, Elliot Joel. Like, like stupid as it is. So once again, I wrote notes for this episode, physical notes, and then left them at work.
You forgot them.
Yep. So, and I remember going, okay, when you're done with the episode, take the sheet of notes off and put it in your pocket so you have it. Totally forgot. I want to talk about something that I thought was like, something that was like really, really, really well done in this episode for me. I want to know how you guys feel about this one. Kyle especially. No, actually, you know what? Both equally. I want to know how you guys feel about this one because I feel like I know what's going to happen. Yes, there's changes here and there, but more likely than not, if a character gets introduced, I know they're not sticking around for very long, whether they die or just don't show up anymore. And this one had genuine tension in it. Just genuine. I really thought for a second that David was going to kill Ellie. Or that they were going to get Joel. Like, I genuinely thought, like I remember when he's sitting there giving her the speech during the... Kyle, was that you?
I thought my phone was off. That was a notification.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Because last time I yelled at Michael, and you were like, that was me. When he's sitting in the... Which I think was more or less the line was taken straight from the game. They probably changed it a little bit, but I remember somewhat of it. Of him going, no, everything happens for a reason. That had so, and they slowly zoom in on him to the point where it was such a good zoom, and I was so into the episode at that point that as they're zooming in on him, I didn't realize they were zooming in until he's like, this crazy man and a little girl. And like, it shows Ellie like drop her shoulders because she gets scared. And then he's like, James, put the gun down. Dude, I was like genuinely like, oh shit, this is tense.
Right.
And like the only other time I had that sort of tension is when they first got to Kansas City. And I don't know, like I just think the show does such a good job at me, like, you know, you could reread a book, you could rewatch a movie, you could replay a game. I'm not replaying this game, but I'm watching it happen. And I'm still in it, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for the series. Maybe it's just well-made television. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. How did you guys feel about that scene with David?
It was good.
Yeah.
That's it.
I felt like the game.
Yeah.
The game. I thought it'd be cool if they got attacked by zombies though. Like how the game is.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. We didn't even see a clicker like at all.
Yeah, like we didn't see one zombie.
I love that.
Anything.
I love that.
I do like that. I also think that was a thing that played in for the later bit where she got bit and he was questioning it because like there is no clickers around.
Because I remember that kind of happening of her being like, I'm infected. I remember that a little bit. Now, in the game, do they really play into him wanting to groom her?
No. They just want to eat her.
No, I think it was hinted at certain points.
Like it's not
fight.
It's not just like, hey there, little lady. Like, and you know what? I always watch these episodes twice. Always. I watch them the day they come out and then I watch them the next day at work just to kind of refresh myself on it. Also just to check to see if I see anything I missed. And rewatching it, knowing that he has some sort of sexual idea for her, it's even worse, dude. Like it's even more creepy every time he sees her. And when he's going, I have a violent heart. Like you just are put in such a
that was put in.
No, I know, but I'm saying that like rewatching
specifically
that
for like her.
Yeah, which I mean makes sense because it's gonna like I don't know if you sent it to me or maybe I just saw it. Maybe I sent it to you. I don't remember. People are calling Bella Ramsey's Ellie as Belly. Not a big fan of that one, but
Ellie.
Yeah, Belly, right? There.
How do you even get up with that?
What's up?
How do people even come up with that?
Well, Bella and Ellie. So it's Bellie. But like the scene of her, I thought of it. I don't know, Kyle. It's Michael. It's my profile picture on PlayStation when she's in the bar going, tell him the little girl who broke your finger's name is Ellie. That's like the cover of The Last of Us 2. Like, I mean, I don't know if it was done on purpose to mimic that, but like, even if it's the first time you're seeing that rage come out of Ellie, of her being like, I have a violent heart, just like you have a violent heart. And then to see that rage in her, just to see that rage in her in The Last of Us 2, where she was like, I will kill anybody who is a wolf because of what you've taken from me. Like, if Ellie had her way, she would have burned down. Is it the baseball stadium? Michael, is it the Mariners?
What?
In Last of Us 2? They're in the Mariners Stadium or they're in the football stadium? Is it the Seahawks or the Mariners? I think it's the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think it's Seahawks.
Yeah, she would have burned down the Seahawks Stadium just to kill one person. She'd kill all those people just to kill one person. You know what I mean? And you see that rage come out now. And I counted it today. 21 stab wounds to David's face with the cleaver.
Nice.
And I only did that because remember I said early on about when they were walking up those stairs, 33 flights is biblical. Like 33 is a biblical number. And then this is David being like, I'm a preacher, man. I wanted to see if there was maybe
a meaning.
Oh, no. I think the passage he reads from is 21 something. It also could just be a coincidence. Like, again.
How did you enjoy that where he was comparing, like, oh, the cordyceps were like a sign from God, basically? Like,
here's my thing. When you, Kyle, you know, I feel like you know probably better than Michael does. You know when a post-apocalyptic situation is put in front of me, who do I go with? The most pragmatic, right?
Right.
Who is making the most sense that the world does not apply to the rules that we know anymore? It is now, cannibalism is kind of okay. Like, I'm not saying it is. Like, I'm not saying like, yes, people, yummy yum. I'm saying like, people need to survive. People are going to do what it takes to survive. Cannibalism is not, pun somewhat intended, not off the menu yet. When he sat down and said, cordyceps are not evil. They are plentiful. They spread, they feed their children. All of that, I'm like, you make sense. You make sense to me. I understand where you're coming from. Now, should you beat a woman, a child, in front of your congregation of people? No. But, like, you know, I got it. I got what he was saying, that it's a thing. But also, here's the thing that I wanted to get from you, because after watching it the second time, I think David thought he was God. Like, I think David thinks that he's a messenger. Like, I think he thinks he's a prophet. Like, I don't think he thinks it's just, oh.
I don't know. Because he said he compared himself to a shepherd with a flock of sheep.
Yeah, but Jesus is the shepherd. Like,
right.
Like in the Bible.
I didn't get that gaudy vibe from him.
I mean, maybe not God himself, but in my mind, I saw it as he thought he was a more divine being than everyone else around him. And I think that, like, if you read Old Testament, which I should have looked into this and I didn't, the passage he reads, Mike, can somebody Google it, please? Can somebody Google the passage he reads in this episode? Because if it's Revelations, that's the end of, this is all my Catholic school coming out. The 5 years I got. If it's Revelations, that's the end of the New Testament. And that's the fun shit that's like the Old Testament. The Old Testament's all fire and brimstone and vengeful God. The New Testament is all, I had a kid, now I gotta relax, until the last book. And that's the one that's like, death is coming, locusts are coming, the firstborn shall die, put blood on your door, we're going to make matzah no, wait, that's Old Testament. Sorry. Matzah's delicious though. Waiting for Passover. Like all this, like that's, I just have a feeling that there's something connected in what he said to something biblically. And I should have wrote it down. I think, because he goes, I'm a preacher. And Jesus would even say that he is a teacher. He is a rabbi. He is a priest. He's a teacher. That's all that he was, outside of a carpenter. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe, again, Kyle, what did I say in the episode of him walking up 33 flights of steps? I'm an asshole. And this shit's fun to me to pick things apart like this. But I saw something in that and I couldn't find all the evidence to clarify or justify it. But I saw something in it that probably wasn't really there.
Right.
So, No.
I think they didn't really have any of the child stuff in the game, but it was almost like a situation where you can probably guess that he was.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
I remember it as him wanting to sleep with her, but I didn't remember it being so blatant.
Right.
And then at the end, they made it really blatant where he was like, don't struggle, I like to fight. Where it was like, ooh, Jesus Christ, oh my God.
And it just revolved around to like, he was a teacher before and he was violent.
Yeah.
So who knows what he did.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is like, he's like, oh, I was a teacher. And I like wrote down.
Makes it even more creepy.
Yeah, it makes it even more creepy. And I can't use the word of what he is or what he did, or the video just won't get seen by anybody. But when he was like, it made me think like, what did you do to these kids? But also, dude, look at him. He looks like he looks like a chomo.
Yeah, he looks like a creep.
You know what I mean? Like he looks like the guy who's like, yeah, he seems nice, but don't don't go over there. Don't go by that house. I don't care if he's got cookies in a swimming pool.
I'm pretty sure I have to rewatch again, but I'm pretty sure he was about to do that to Ellie at the end there because he let go of her hand and he like moved his hand downwards.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Cause like she had her both her hands, and then he took his left hand and moved it somewhere, and she screamed, and that's how she was able to reach for it.
Holy shit!
He's like, "Don't scream," fighting's love or something like that.
Yeah, there's no fear in love.
Yeah,
he was willing to die. Like he was gonna die for that.
Yeah, and it just makes it weirder too. Was the other girl whose father Joe killed? Yeah. And then they're just like, yeah, here, I'm going to slap you. You need a new father. Now I'll be your new father. Eat your father.
And then sat down with them to eat.
Yeah.
And like smiled at her and then he got the biggest portion. Which like, maybe just because I grew up a fat guy. I mean, I'm still kind of a fat guy, whatever. But like, maybe just
once
because...
Once a fat guy, always a fat guy.
Thank you. What I see cookies. Do I pass them up? No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, you steal them on the regular, so.
Kyle, that's a conversation for another day, right? But, just like, I was like, you got the biggest plate. What did you do? What did you do other than read a book this morning and then go out and steal a dead deer from somebody? And then, how dark is it that the woman had to cook her husband?
Yep. Oh my God.
And like,
yep.
Anything else you guys want to talk about this episode?
They showed the rabbit in the beginning too. Famous white rabbit.
The cutest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. Yep. I think of you all the time with that, Michael.
Dude, that video is amazing.
I've ever seen.
And she just starts crying. She just crying.
I can that she does, like I can picture it in the back of my head. Yeah, this is a great episode. Did you watch the behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah. Did you realize something about
please.
What he said?
No, please.
When David locked her up, he was talking about how she's like a great hero and everything, and how she's a leader, and he was like talking about the last episode.
Yeah.
When she got in trouble, what was he talking about?
It was like a comparison to what the Fedra guy said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked that. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk about that I don't think I brought up here last week. I thought it because it's a great comparison to say, here's a guy doing evil for the right reasons, and here's a guy doing evil or good for the wrong reasons. Like the Fedra guy's doing evil because he believes that what they're doing is going to bring back humanity in some capacity. And here's a man who's doing good for the evil reason, so he can R-word and he can cannibalize and smack children around and like not think high. Like he just thinks he's the best person in the room.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's Christ. And I thought and that's something that I actually wanted to point out that I didn't bring up last episode. I think I actually thought of it just a few days ago. If you look at the way the episodes are laid out, it's the first one with Sarah, the one where Tess dies, and then it's the Bill and Frank story, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 episodes are that in reverse. So it's the end in reverse being that the Riley and Ellie story is a direct mirror of Bill and Frank, but for kids. And then this one, David dies as a key member when that's really Tess.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Joel has the real chance to lose his daughter again. And we don't know how that episode's going to play out, but we know how it plays out in the game. And Joel does everything.
They showed some of the next on that he's guns out in some sort of hospital or something like that.
I saw that, and I was very upset that he didn't have the gun that he had at the beginning of the series. Remember that was my big complaint, Kyle?
Which gun?
He had like the M4 in like the first or second episode. I'm like, you don't get that to the end of the game, Joel. What are you doing? Like just to be a piece of shit. This gun that he has actually does look like the one of the guns from the online that he had that I noticed, which I did stream last week. I don't know if I'm making that like a regular thing or not. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I say that like this comes out tonight. I'm doing it on this Tuesday coming up, hopefully. So what I'm saying is I want to, like, when I go back and rewatch this, I have a feeling that I'm going to pick up on a lot more stuff, especially the stuff that Riley alludes to with Ellie. Or I'm sorry, other way around. Ellie alludes to with Riley. But what else from that little sneak peek? Something about the sneak peek at the end I wanted to... During that sneak peek, I wanted to bring up that when Ellie kills James, when she kills Buddy Boy, they show how they're acting it out, like how they're talking through the process. She used an American accent the whole time. I thought that was so interesting.
Huh.
Like, I guess when she's on set, it's just easier for her to use an American accent.
Right.
Because they showed a clip of her with her, like, native tongue, not really tongue, but her native accent, and then it showed her with an American accent. I went, oh, I guess you just go back and forth. It's just interesting. But I feel like we should talk about Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Michael, did you know that James was the voice of Joel?
Yeah.
You did know? Could you tell in his voice?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
I said in the beginning, because you can tell when he talks like deep and low.
Yeah.
You can tell it's him.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I was kind of hoping at one point she'd run away and he would just go, Ellie, like in the voice, like just. But no, I think it was neat to put him in the show to begin with. And here's my thing. The woman in season 2, the woman who played Abby and the woman who played Dina will get cameos. Because you've already done Ellie and Joel. Maybe. Right. Maybe not. Just my guess. But I think he did great. I think he added much to the character that really wasn't much in the game.
Yeah.
And you know who was David in the game?
I do.
Do you know, Michael? It's the guy who does Nathan Drake. It's Nolan North.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The guy who plays Bill in the game actually looks like Bill. I remember watching like the mocap footage of them recording Bill, and it just looks like Bill.
We should talk about the end.
The
when
end?
He calls her baby girl.
Oh, I didn't even think Yeah. And I remember sitting there. Okay, so up to that, I'm quite taken with her as Ellie now. So let me ask you guys, do you see Bella Ramsey as Ellie at this point?
It was when she said, tell them that Ellie broke your fingers.
Really?
Yeah. And then I love that scene where he looks back, he goes, what do you mean? What did you say? Tiny little pieces, and he walks out. I could just remember it. Like, I remember that scene and Nolan saying that to her.
Really?
Yeah.
So, to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Really? Still?
Yeah.
Michael, I'll be 100% honest with you. Never thought I'd hear that from you. I thought I'd be the guy going, that's not Ellie.
I don't see her as Ellie.
No, so. I mean, I get it. I know as soon as I like play the game, I'm gonna be like, oh, my baby. Oh, my girl.
Like, the Ellie from the game will always be.
Yeah. It's. I don't know if you were here for when we were saying it. It's Mark Hamill playing the Joker versus literally anybody else.
Yeah.
Like you
can't beat it.
I like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker a lot. Mark Hamill's wins every day of the week.
Yeah. Maybe at the end. Like, we don't know. But like,
yeah, I want to see again. I want to see that last episode. But when he calls her baby girl, I remember sitting there going, "Oh God!" Just like the game, the last time he said it was to Sarah, and he finally can admit, even if it's not to himself, he can admit to Ellie in some weird roundabout way that he loves her, and that he cares about her.
Right. Yeah. I for next episode, I think it's instead of her going unconscious, I think she's going to go willingly.
What do you mean?
Like, isn't how they find them is Firefly save her because she starts drowning, right?
Oh, yeah.
and then they take her and Joel and them. I think they're because the way she's talking in that episode about like hoping this will work and stuff like that. I think she's going to go willingly. I think they're going to meet up, and then I think it's going to play out how it's going to play out.
Kyle, you remember how like years ago on Atomic Radio Hour I said the ending, and you were like, "That's not the ending." Do you remember that or no?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, I like remember fragments of the end of this game.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, "That's not how that ended." And you're like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Because like in my mind, the way it ended was her going, "We did the right thing, right, Joel? Right, Joel? Right?" And then you were like, "That's not at all how it is." I go, "Bullshit." And I went back and I played it. I was like, I was far off. Like, I don't know where that came from, but
well, she says something like that. She's like, "We did it, right?" And he's like, "Yeah," and then just drives away.
Well, there's a scene where in the car and he tells her that they couldn't do anything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but because he kills everybody, takes her, and she wakes up out of the coma, out of the medically induced coma, and she's like, "Joel, what happened? I didn't even get to talk to any of the Fireflies." And he's like, they had other cases. They had tons of other cases. Nothing they can do. Couldn't make a vaccine. And then they kind of just drive off. And then
she knew something was off, though.
Yeah,
it's like they're standing in front of Jackson.
Yeah, they're standing right there, and she's like, "Joel, everything we did for the right reason, right?" And he just kind of like looks at her and like nods his head, and then they just go to Jackson. But wait, hold on. I don't think Joel tells Tommy in Jackson at the dam that she's infected. He tells him
in the second.
In the beginning of the second one, yeah. Damn, I just thought of that.
I don't know if do they even tell her that she was infected?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the beginning of the second one is supposed to be. Yes, it is. It's as soon as the game ends, they come back to Jackson, or they go back to Jackson. Tommy and Joel go for a ride on the horses, and it's Joel telling Tommy everything that happened in the first game. And then they go back into town, and Ellie's still 14, and he's like, "Hey, baby girl, I want to teach you this song by Pearl Jam." And he plays her Pearl Jam, because she's like, "You said you were going to sing for me." My God, do I love this game.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
Anybody have anything else they want to say before? Oh, let's talk about next episode. We've been kind of doing it already, but how deep into the episode do you think we're going to see the giraffes?
Right away.
Yeah, either right away or like before midway.
Yeah, I think the Fireflies are going to ambush them in that tunnel. If I remember correctly, it's a tunnel they get ambushed in, like you were saying earlier, Kyle. I think they'll meet them in the tunnel, but I don't know if they'll what do you call it? I don't know if they'll like do the whole thing right away. I think we're going to see those giraffes within the first few minutes of the game because the show, because St. Mary's, you can see St. Mary's Hospital from you can see it from the giraffes.
Right.
And then how long do you think they showed Ashley Johnson for a second?
Yeah, she was like running away from a clicker and her like legs were all marked up and scratched up.
Yeah. How do you think it might open with that?
Might open with that.
Yeah.
I still think that thing too of like that's how
Marlene is going to tell her something.
Tell Joe.
Yeah. Marlene looks great, by the way. Like, not just because it was her playing her from the game in the show, but like, just like, damn. The Miller boys got a type. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
They never have a real horse.
No.
Did you see the background?
I was dying with that horse. When they showed the prosthetic of the horse and he like flies, or when the stunt double flies, I like watched that, like almost the tension of that scene was lost on me because of how goofy the horse looked. Like
it even moved. It literally was.
It moves because they record. Yeah, like they recorded in another episode where they're riding a horse and they're sitting on it, and it's just like, I think it's when she's looking back and shooting.
Yeah,
I think that's the fake horse where it's like
Well,
somewhat moving.
You probably can't have a horse on set with a fake gun because it'll spook the horse. But like, it made me laugh. Yeah, like it just looks so goofy. It looks so silly. It was just like
just there.
Yeah, the fake horse they had frozen.
Yeah. Like they have the fake horse, and he's even got like the hoof up, and then it's like on a track, and it goes zoom, and like she flies.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't show. It doesn't show the part where they like were editing it. It shows the part where they like the shot where they actually shot it. And it was edited.
I mean,
they didn't show that part though. They showed the part of it going halfway, and then it cut to like him shooting it.
It was just like the CG in the show has been terrible. And
it's pretty bad.
Here's my thing. They're using so many practical effects that I feel like that's what's making the CG look bad. But I think the CG looks better when it's far away. Like no, I think so. No, the deer, but that's what I'm saying. The deer looked awful, but when you saw downtown Boston and the building on top of each other, it looked just like the game did. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't look like I was looking at a PS2 game when Ellie played, she's a Let's Player. She played Cabela's Big Game Hunter 2018 with the Wii gun, with the, you bought the $100 or the $80 pack that you put the gun and the nunchuck in and you shot at the TV with. Like, that's what she used. Like, that's what I felt like I was watching, like on the Wii. Like,
you know what else said that about?
What?
Too, Vincent? You think about it. How heavy is a rifle?
Oh, it's like 15, 20 pounds. It's been a minute since I shot anything. The only thing I shoot is... Mamma mia! That's a joke. What, Michael?
You really think that like Shuby like can shoot a deer with that?
Yeah, no, yeah, I absolutely think she could. Yeah. No, Michael, I don't know what caliber that rifle is. I'm assuming it's a 308, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 32 or a 22. And the thing about a 22, it might have been a 22 because it dropped and then ran off. When you shoot an animal with a 22, like a higher caliber bullet, if you're in the UK, this is what living in America is like. You know this, and then you send your kids to school. A lower caliber bullet is... like a 22 goes in and then zigzags around and then maybe comes out. A higher caliber bullet goes in and leaves.
Yes, it was fast.
So, yeah, because it's not a piece of shit. And like a shotgun, if you're using buckshot, it's a bunch of it's a bunch of BBs in you. Yeah. So if that's a 22 caliber rifle, great. If it's a 308, fine. If it's even like a 32, that makes sense. I know virtually nothing about guns other than certain numbers and things attached to them work. Or I should say make sense. But yeah, like the deer, the monkeys, I want to see, like, I hope they got real giraffes. Or it's going to be like you're looking at, I know they're not going to get, I know they're not going to get real giraffes. But I'm saying, like, I think stop motion, like Jason and the Argonauts, would be a little more charming than looking at PS2 graphics.
I'm fine with looking at PS2 graphics. So, yeah, CGI don't bother me like it bothers you.
But I think it's because when they have clickers, they're practical effects, and they look so real. And then I just see a building covered in moss, and I'm just like, yes, computer graphic imagery, my favorite. The thing that killed Star Wars.
I hope the giraffes are the most goofiest things looking. I really
They're all
do.
fake giraffes?
Yeah.
It's just a guy with a giraffe head.
Yeah, it's two guys in a costume.
Yeah. One's got the back legs and one's got the front legs.
And they put a midget on the guy's shoulders to accentuate.
There's 3 of them in each costume.
Like, how dumb is that? Just I hope it looks, like part of me wants it to be like, look at this goofy ass garbage. But at the same time, when we sit there and be like, oh, Ellie, you're giraffes. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, my precious peach. Oh, goodness gracious. Like,
the giraffes look like dog shit.
And they just got a dog. Like, they just got a dog and they dyed it. And they're just they
put a green.
Yeah. Like they. No. What would you guys rate this episode? Michael, you first.
8.
8.
Yeah. No, listen, it was
out of 10. Out of 10.
8 out of 10 because this one was like deep. Like this one was scary.
So
I feel like this was like this guy's a creep.
So what are you giving it?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Kyle?
What did I give the other one?
You gave the past 2 10s.
Have I?
Yeah. I don't remember the funny quip you did, but I remember they were 10s.
Sheep.
It was 10 out of 10 sheep. What was last episode's? Last episode wasn't the sheep, right?
No. 11 out of 10 goofy horse.
11 out of 10. 11 out of 10 goofy horses. Really?
I love this episode. This is why I wanted. Was it?
Really? I knew you were going to like it. I didn't expect an 11 out of 10 goofy ass horses.
Goofy horse mechanics.
That's
when you have your graphics turned down very low.
Yeah. This is like trying to play a game on my computer that I haven't really upgraded anything since like 2013. Yeah,
it's like playing on like a tablet.
Yeah. The horse looks like the deer and the horse look like when you download fake Minecraft on your iPad in 2011. Yeah. I'm giving this one
when you're like a little kid.
Yeah. I'm giving this one a 9.1 chunks of Alec out of 10. Very much did I enjoy this episode. It's very well done. It's like I said, it's everything I want to see. There's genuine tension. There's a cult. There's a cult. There's a cult. You put I think that's a big reason why I just want the second game or whatever season becomes a second game to be more stretched out. Like even if they did one season that's just Jackson that develops Dina's boyfriend, who I can't remember his name, the Asian fella, like develops the stories of give us the flashback shit, introduce Abby in that season. And then when you give a season 2, show me the Seraphites, show me, or when you get to the second game, show me Lev, show me everything about the Seraphites, show me that big guy that Abby messes up at the end of the game. Show me all of that. I want to see every single part of that. Because of that cult, I want to know more about. I want to know why the Seraphites are a problem. I want to know why they're not to be messed with. I want to know why they're so ruthless. I want to know why they whistle at each other. Like, put a cult in something and I'm in. Because man's desire to follow, he says it in this episode, I am the shepherd surrounded by sheep. Which is probably a parallel to Joel wanting to be a shepherd. Now that I'm thinking of it out loud, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's probably in some weird way, Joel is a leader, but here's a leader who wants to take advantage of people, and here's Joel who wants to live by himself and die happy. Instead, he goes golfing. This is a great episode. Like, this is what I could only hope the Fallout show could accomplish somewhat of. Like, I really, really hope the Fallout show can implement, if they're doing, it looks like they're, Fallout tangent real quick. Looks like they're doing Fallout between Fallout 2 and New Vegas, somewhere in that time. Vault 33 is the thing there. The one leak synopsis had to do with Vault 8 and the Brotherhood of Steel invading because President Tandy of the NCR uses them to invade, and then Vault City becomes one of the major states of the NCR. Great. Fantastic. Love it. What are the hubologists doing? Can you pull this off correctly? Is Tim Kaine involved? Is Leonard Boyarsky involved? That's not the guy I'm thinking of. I don't know why did I think of Leonard Boyarsky? Who is involved with this? Can they do it properly? I want to know what's going on with the cults. I need to know. Like, I want to know. Like, religion.
You better make that the photo for the thumbnail.
Just like this. I'm going to get it right now. I just want to know about the bolts. I want to know about cults and cult activity. I need to know. I need to know now. Just like, I love a good cult in an apocalypse situation, because when all else fails, here is a book that I can reference from a guy who told me that he loves you. You want to talk to him? I can't help you. You have to die first. But I talk to him. I don't know why I'm the only cell phone with reception, but I can talk to him. So talk to me. Like, there's something about it that just I click with. I don't know why. There's just, you tell me, my favorite cult is Heaven's Gate, because it's a religion. Like, it's just, this episode did everything that I needed to see in an apocalypse story. That's it. You know what? I might even give it a higher rating. This might be a better episode than the first part of Kansas City. I think I gave that a 9.1 to 3, so like a 9.2. I gave this one like a 9.1. When I go back and rewatch the entire series, that number could go up. I just identified this it's a good episode. That's it. That's all I got to say. You fellas got anything else to say before we ribbity wrap?
I don't. I got one thing, Vince. Did you see the messages?
What messages?
Take a look.
Where? In Discord?
Yeah.
I didn't get a notification.
You see a photo?
Hold on.
I thought you were talking about that when you were laughing about it. Make that the thumbnail,
please. That's good. Oh, look at that fucking horse. Look how stupid he is. I'm going to put that behind me. Look at his teeth. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look how dumb he looks. What's his name? What is his name? Look, it looks like he's got shit coming out of his mouth.
Look at the eyes. The eyes are so there. The
hair. He looks like he's got Billy Ray Cyrus's hair from 1999.
But did you see how they write it? I found another. You want to see the other photo?
Yeah, send me the other one.
Oh my god! We got a flipper on this thing.
Yo, we're naming this one the Cult of the Doofy Horse, right?
Yeah.
Kyle's like reluctantly like, I guess so.
We gotta give the horse a name.
Yeah, I know. I asked you, what's his name?
There's gotta be some goofy name.
It's either gotta be something goofy or something like genuine. Like, so you feel bad for making fun of him. Like, oh, that's Jebediah. Like, look at him go! Look at him go! It's on like a Jeep. They like stripped down a Jeep. Talk about an iron horse. Look at Pedro. He's like, that's not even Pedro. Look at Knock on Pedro and Dollar Store Billie Eilish. Dollar Store Bella Ramsey. Hey guys, it's me. It's Philip Kyle. What is a Pascal in science? It's a color. It's me. What did I say his name was? Not Pedro. It's Philip Hugh.
Look, it got suspensions in the front.
Yeah, dude, it's got rims. This motherfucker's spinning and shit. Look at them go. Look at that. God damn.
Lights on the two in the front. Look, it's got lights in the front.
Yeah. He's
John Halo.
Guys, we gotta go. This has devolved into silliness. Michael, thank you for sharing that. I needed this laugh. Oh, God. All right. Thank you for watching. Anybody have anything to say before we go?
I'm good. Oh, that horse is back.
Kyle, anything?
Nope.
Thank you for watching. My name is Vince. I've also been here with my co-hosts,
Michael,
and
me, John.
Thanks for showing up. There's only one episode left, guys. I don't know what we're gonna do after that one episode, other than cry. Link in the description of the Patreon. Thank you to the Patreon, the Discord. Join the Discord, my Twitter, and I guess the Atomic Radio Hour Twitter might be down there. I don't remember. Kyle's is there. I love you. I will see you next week. You know, go out and pet a horse. Bye, everybody. Say bye, fellas. Damn.
Bye.
Hey, hi, it's Vince. I hope you enjoyed that video you just watched. If you'd like to support in any sort of way, in the description below there's links to my Twitter, the show's Twitter, and the Patreon. You could support at any level, and you could be on screen like some of the names are currently.
I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching, and if you get a chance, check out another one of my videos. I'd really appreciate it. Share it with a friend. Cool. I'll see you guys later. Be safe. I love you. Bye.